Good morning, students. Welcome to your computer class. Today we are going to learn about the OOP principles. OOP means Object Oriented Programming Principles. In short form, we call it OOP principles. Okay. So what happens? All object-oriented programming languages, all the object-oriented programming languages in 10th class, 9th class, you are going to learn about Java, but there are C++, and there are so many object-oriented languages present. Okay, so all the object-oriented programming languages provide different mechanisms or techniques to implement object-oriented concept. Remember, this object-oriented programming is the second paradigms. We have two ways of writing programs. One is the procedure-oriented, another is the object-oriented. So almost all the object-oriented programming language will provide you different mechanisms or technique. Why? In order to implement the object-oriented concept. Okay, so today we are going to learn about this OOP principles. There are four OOP principles. One is the abstraction, another is the encapsulation, next one is the inheritance, then the fourth one is the polymorphism. So today we will be learning only about the abstraction. Okay, abstraction. Abstraction is an important feature of object-oriented programming language. Remember, one of the most important features of object-oriented programming is abstraction. So what is abstraction? What does it mean? The abstraction is the representation of essential features of a system without getting involved with the complexity of the entire system. This is the meaning of abstraction. Do you understand anything? That means abstraction helps us to represent only the essential features of a particular object or a particular class without getting involved with the complexity of that particular object or the particular class. Okay, did you understand? Don't worry. With this example, definitely you are going to understand what the abstraction means. See, you have whatever you see around yourself, the object we have already discussed. So you, for an example, you take your music system or your smartphone or your TV set or computer, okay, as an object. But how do we treat them? We do not think of our music system, smartphone or TV set or computer as a set of hundred of individual parts. See, your TV set or computer or smartphone, it has so many parts. Thousands and thousands of parts are there. But we consider them as a single unit or single object. We think of it as an object with its own unique behavior. Like computer, so many parts are there. TV, there are so many parts are there. But we consider TV as a single object with their unique behavior. We consider a computer also as a single object with their unique behavior. Isn't it? So we do not think our TV, smartphone or computer as a collection of thousands of parts, but we consider it as a single object. Isn't it? You look at even your fan, even your pen, what you're writing, even your book. Your book consists of several pages, but you consider it as a single unit or single object, single book, isn't it? So this abstraction helps us to use our mobile phone, TV, music sets or bike without being overwhelmed by the complexity of the thousands of parts that form the mobile phone, TV, music sets or our bike. That means what? We have different objects we have in our house, like mobile we have TV, we have music. What the abstraction is helping us, we are just using it without being overwhelmed by the complexity of the thousands of parts that form these objects. Okay, we never consider them as thousands of parts, we consider them as actually a single object. Actually, what actually we are doing, we are just ignoring the details of how the inner parts or the engine of those objects work, isn't it? For example, suppose TV, you have TV, it has so many parts. Have you ever bothered about how the TV works? Have you ever opened the TV and you have seen how it works? What are the parts are there inside and how does it work? No. If you have the knowledge to switch it on and to change the volume, to change the channels, then you can enjoy the TV. That means abstraction. These abstractions help us to ignore. Actually, we ignore. What we ignore? The complexity of the TV. What is the inner part of the TV? We are just ignoring. Or your music system, or your bike, or your mobile phone. Inside, what are the engines are there, machines are there. We are just ignoring those complex things. And we enjoy that particular object like your mobile phone or TV or music set as a single unit or single object, and we enjoy it, isn't it? Have you ever opened your mobile phone and have seen what are the parts are there before you use them? Or do you need any certificates in order to use the mobile phone? Do you need to achieve or to pursue any engineering training in order to use mobile phone or to use the TV? No. You simply needs a basic or the fundamental knowledge in order to operate these objects, isn't it? If we have a basic or fundamental knowledge to operate those objects, then we can easily enjoy operating them. For example, your bike, cycle, TV, smartphone. Without any hesitation, you use them. But remember, your bike or your cycle or your TV or your smartphone is not a single unit. It has thousands of parts. But how do you accept them? You accept them as a single unit or a single object. And that is what we call the abstraction. Abstraction, at the beginning I told you what does it mean? Abstraction is the representation of essential features of a system without getting involved with the complexity of the entire system. That means we represent our mobile phone as a single unit. That is what the abstraction help us to represent our mobile phone, the essential features we are representing. And what we are ignoring? We are ignoring the complexity of our mobile phone. That is what the abstraction means. Okay. So that means what we are actually doing, that means we accept our bike, cycle, TV or mobile phone as a single unit or a single object. We never think how it works. Simply we use it, isn't it? That means we ignore the complexity, that is the thousands part of a particular object, and represent the essential features. So we have come to the conclusion what the abstraction is. Abstraction means it is the representation of essential features of a system without getting involved with the complexity of the entire system. Okay, did you understand? You please go through your book. It's very simple. Abstraction is a way to accept. Even in our human life, we adopt abstraction. You can look at the human body. We have different organs, isn't it? Different organs, different systems we have, different parts we have, but we just simply call man, women, boy or a girl. Means we are ignoring the complexity inside us, and we consider a human being as a man or a woman or a boy or a girl. That is what we call the abstraction. It is because of abstraction we always represent the essential features of a particular object, and we never bothered about the complexity of that particular object, how it works. We don't bother. For example, your computer, how it works we do not know, but you know how to use it, and that's all. Okay, So please learn what abstraction is, and a small homework I have given you. What is abstraction? Explain with an example. Please go through your book. You will get the definition also there. You please learn by heart. Thank you. Thank you very much.